Good afternoon, everybody. This is Jeff. I wanted to tell you a little experience I had over the weekend. So I made a mistake on Saturday and I miscalculated how much hours I had left to drive on Lyft. And I got thrown off right when I was about to get into prime time overnight. Anyway, it was my mistake. Nothing I can do. I will also say that the way Lyft times you is peculiar. You know, with Uber, you have 12 hours before you have to take a 6-hour break here in Florida. It's the same thing with Lyft. However, Uber doesn't count time that you're not moving. So if you're at home and you have your app on and an hour goes by without a ride, it doesn't count. However, with Lyft, you only do not lose time when you're in an airport holding lot. So the reason I time myself out stupidly was because a lot of times I'll sit at home, do some work, paperwork, lounge, and I'll have my app on, Lyft Black, set to a 10-mile radius, and if I pick up a call, I pick up a call. So my miscalculation sort of ruined my night. However, it forced me to go over to the despicable Uber, and I will give them credit. I did have a profitable ride home, so I never used their destination filters because I just don't believe they're worthy. But I want to take you through what happened to me, and I made some money. Is it life-changing money? No. Is it profit? Absolutely. And I would encourage anybody that any profit is good money and a good use of your time. So I got timed out on Lyft, I want to say about 11 o'clock. And I have no rating with Uber just because I haven't driven as far as rewards. So I'm the lowest level. My statistics are high, you know, all of that kind of stuff, but I don't waste my time on Uber, as I've said in prior videos. It's just not worth it. I think the last Uber ride I took was well over a month ago. But I was, 10 to 15 miles from home. I couldn't use Lyft anymore. Even though my night didn't go as planned, I turned on one of my 2 disgusting destination filters with Uber. And for those of you who do use those filters, you'll understand what I'm about to say. So I put the first filter on, and they come up with this weird calculation based on your arrival point of your destination as to how long you could stay on. Unlike Lyft, where they give you 30 minutes, and then if you get a ride, it keeps resetting to 30 minutes. Uber doesn't do that. So I get on, and I pick up a couple of rides, which I'll go through, and then it times out. And I have one filter left, and this is important for a slide I'm going to show you later. I put the destination filter on, the second one, at about 11:35. Again, it was a short ride home. So the first thing I want to show you is a ride that I was currently on, and you can see on the bottom of this slide, the destination mode will stay on till a whopping 12:35 a.m. and it was already 12:22 a.m. And since I know what was about to happen, this is why I screenshot it. So now I'm still on the ride, and right at 12:35 you get this wonderful message on the app while you're driving. And again, as only Uber can do, the reason they do this is because unlike Lyft, where when you time out on Lyft, it takes you offline. On Uber, it doesn't. So I don't want to, now they can start sending me rides anywhere into my queue, or it hits my acceptance rate, and acceptance rate is important to me. So I'm scrambling, and I was able to shut off the destination filter. I mean, not the destination filter, the accept new rides. But notice it's 12:35 in the morning the next day. And the other slide I'm going to show you is the reason why I despise Uber. So this is how much I earned on my way home using 2 destination filters. You'll see I was totally online for only 1 3/4 hours. I was able to pick up 4 trips, and I made $52.76, which honestly is really not bad, I must say. So kudos to Uber. And now I'm going to show you the individual rides and the mileage, and I'll give you the synopsis there, as I always do. So the first ride was a $9.10 ride with a surge, 4.09 miles. Second ride was $17.24 for 2.15 miles. It had a nice surge and a $4 tip and advantage mode. The third one was a comfort for $9.69 for 2 miles. I think it increased because there was traffic or something like that. And the fourth ride was $16.73 for 8.82 miles with a 1.75 surge. So that brought me for my short ride home to $52.76 in revenue I drove a whopping 24 miles, which made my expenses $9.53, which means my real income was $43.23, or $1.80 per mile after expenses. That is profit. 4 rides, 3 UberX, 1 Uber Comfort, and 1 3/4 hour. Now this is why, as far as I'm concerned, Uber should fall off the face of the earth. I go onto my app the next day and look how many destination filters I have. Because I was in destination mode through 12 o'clock, they count that filter in the day before and the day after. That is a scumbag move. That is why I hate Uber. I hope you enjoyed this little presentation. Please send your comments, send your thoughts. Remember, I love the negative comments because I love to respond to them. Have a great afternoon.